Thank you very much for my introduction. Welcome you all, my friends, particularly my co-chair, Dr. MP Ishwar Sharma, the speakers of this session, Professor Vaidya K.S. Dhiman, Director General of CCRS, Dr. Ram Manohar, Dr. L. Mahadevan, Dr. Anupam Srivastav, Sri Suresh Kumar, and our coordinator, Dr. Jain Damodar. My friends, it's an opportunity on this global Ayurveda festival. The main subject of this session or this even festival is host defense, strengthening the host defense through Ayurveda. That is the theme of this particular festival. So let me share my slides, some of the slides I have prepared. I'm sharing this. Please, the host, please let me share my screen. Host, the coordinator, Dr. Jain, let me share my screen.
Sir, bottom line there is an option, sir.
Yeah, but I am not able. They have disabled the participant screen. Disabled. That's what I am doing.
Pratanji, kindly allow sir to share. Virtual support. Pratanji.
I'm getting a sign that it is disabled. Screen sharing is disabled.
Sir, it's happening, sir. It's happening. So you can see now it's done, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Just wait.
Yes, sir. Started.
Can you see the slides, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are able to see. So today's topic is, of course, host defense. So my friends, the main theme of this topic is host defense. But you can see that people are using drugs, particularly the modern medicine people are using drugs for this for enhancing this host defense. So should we have the same route of host defense through Ayurveda also? How wise it is to rely on drugs when you are thinking of Ayurveda? So for that, you have to understand what self-defense, host defense is. In terms of Ayurveda, can we call host defense as simple immunity? And through that thinking, should we introduce immunity boosting drugs? As far as modern medicine is concerned, you can see that immunity boosting drugs are most of the nutrition supplements are immunity boosting drugs. Particularly the vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, all these drugs are working on for the immunity boosting. Just like vitamin D, it has been seen the deficiency of vitamin D is associated with susceptibility of infection, autoimmune disease, whereas vitamin C works as an antioxidant which removes the oxidative stress. Whereas the zinc is specifically working on gene regulation within the lymphocytes. So all the drugs which are working to strengthen the host defense as far as modern medicine is concerned is regarding the nutrition supplements like vitamins. So should we also depend on the same nutrition supplements for strengthening host defense? Or what is the idea of host defense as far as Ayurveda is concerned? My friends, our target is host. And as far as modern medicine is concerned, they consider only immunity. Whereas in Ayurveda, we have the idea of Vyadhi Kshamatva, where is disease tolerance. So whether the immunity and disease tolerance, they are same. If we put immunity with disease tolerance, can they be equated? So for that, we understand what immunity is. Of course, you are all learned listeners, learned scholars. You know what immunity is. But we should understand that immunity is specifically related. It is a biological system which recognizes what is self, what belongs to self, and what is non-self. The self is accepted, whereas non-self is rejected. So the whole idea of immunity is depending on the recognition of self and non-self.
Savrikarji, kindly excuse me. Please share the screen, full screen. Please share the.
Yes. Just wait. Yeah. Now
okay,
it is.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So what is self and what is self, non-self? It is the job of this immunity. So in immunity, it has been recognized, and then what is non-self? is generally rejected. It is rejected. That is what immunity is. Whereas it is also important to remember that immunity is generally disease specific, and usually it is targeting the infectious diseases. Whereas Vyadhi Kshamatva is a holistic approach. It is much wider than the immunity. It targets infectious as well as the non-infectious diseases. It targets metabolic disorders. It is a wholesome effect of dietary and behavioral practices. It's not the effect of a single drug. It is not dependent only on nutrients. It is much wider in that you have to understand. And that's why it's not much wiser to depend on the drugs alone for increasing your Vyadhi Kshamatva. Moreover, Vyadhi Kshamatva is not a one-day practice or a few-day activity. It is to be earned by healthy practices which are to be embedded in your daily life as a regular habit. That means you just practice for some time, some days, and then forget about it. It can't be done. It has to be made a regular practice. Then and then only Vyadhi Kshamatva can be embedded in your life. You can have. So exactly what is Vyadhi Kshamatva? Vyadhi Kshamatva is generally classified in two types: Vyadhi Bala Virodhitva and Vyadhi Utpada Pratibandhatva. Usually it is Apatya Pratibandhakani. So that is what exactly. Not all bodies are tolerant to disease. That is true. The Vyadhi Bala Virodhatva, which reduces the pathogenic potential of the disease, whereas Vyadhi Utpada Pratibandhatva, it prevents the disease production. So we have to target both these things. It should be a Vyadhi Bala Virodhi as well as it should be Vyadhi Utpada Pratibandha. So our main target of Ayurveda, we all know that Swasthya Sastra Rakshan, to protect our health. It is the main target. 50% or always say more than 50% is Swasthya Rakshan. Now, how it is to be done now? What is health? How do health is to be earned? For that, we have to understand how our body is produced. There is a saying, there is a shloka in Charaksutra 25th chapter, Yajja Purusha Adhyaya, Purusho Yajjaha Tajjaha Tasya Amaya Smrita. How the diseases are produced. The factors responsible for production of the body, other than the factors for responsible for production of the disease, they are one and the same. It is very important, my friends, to understand. So our body is produced, the health is produced by the wholesome food. Hitahar upayog ekayeva purukusha divkaro bhavati. Hitahar is the only responsible, it is responsible for the production of health, for maintenance, protection of health. Wholesome food is responsible, whereas unwholesome food is responsible for disease. But hitahar and ahitahar, wholesomeness and unwholesomeness of the food is not only dependent on the food itself, but it depends on many factors like matra, kala, kriya, etc. There are many factors which are responsible for it. So we have to consider them also. That's why nacha kevalam hitahar upayogad eva sarva vyadhi bhayam atikrantam bhavati. But it depends on kala viparyaya, prajnaparad, and asatmendriya. So only wholesome food can't keep illnesses away. Factors other than unwholesome food are also responsible for generation of the disease. That's why, my friends, we have to understand. Nahi sarva apathyani tulya doshani, nacha sarve dosha tulya vashani, tulya balaha, nacha sarvani sharani vyadhi kshamatve samarthani bhavati. Not all unwholesome practices cause visheshan of dosha. Not all doshas are capable of producing a disease. But unwholesome practices need to be complemented with conducive environment for production of the disease. Because production of disease, the unwholesome practice also need conducive environment. So we should not give this conducive environment to generate the disease, to produce the disease. That is our responsibility. And how it can be done? So by appropriate wholesome practices, dietary as well as the behavioral practices. So, but it's also important to understand that unwholesome food is not always instantly harmful. Whenever it is instantly harmful, unwholesome, not only food, we have practices also. If they are seen as instantly harmful, then they produce deadly effects. But some unwholesome practices, they show their harmful effects as a delayed effect. They are not much harmful. They are subdued in condition. When they are delayed, then they are subdued. So they can be tackled very nicely. Now, it is also important to understand which type of persons, not all, as I said, not all persons are susceptible to get the diseases. There are certain intolerant persons who are intolerant to the disease, so certain intolerant bodies. For example, obese persons, emaciated persons, flaccid, weak, fed on unwholesome food, lower mental intelligence, such persons are getting susceptible to get the diseases. So that's why it is very important to understand the significance of Anna and Pana. Anna is katin samanyat khadyam, solid food, whereas Pan is dravatu samanyatyam. So this vidhivitam Anna Panam Praninam Pranisamyakam. If you are taking the Anna and Pan with a particular practice, with a procedure, then it proves very effective for protecting your prana. That's why it is known as ahara vina kurvatam prana anumantam. Anna is prana, and Anna and prana is located in Agni as well. That's why Anna, the prana and as well Agni, they are dependent on the ahara, that is Anna. That's how if we regulate the food, wholesome food, then we can of course regulate our health and we can strengthen our source defense as well. My friend, there are many practices which are described as the wholesome practices which need to be observed apart from the wholesomeness of the food. I will not describe each and every, you know that, but the practices which we are now advocating because of this COVID pandemic, that we should wash our hands, we should clean your body, you should not eat in the clusters, in very crowded places, you avoid the crowded places. All these things are very well described in our classics. We are not advocating them, but now the significance of all these things are now very well observed, and we are advocating all these things. Na kirane, mean crowded place. Don't take food in crowded places. Don't take food in unclean containers. Wash your hands. Even you should not take the food from the abused food. You should not abuse other people. And most important is that there are certain conditions which need to be. Don't sneeze in odd positions. Perform any work withholding your natural urges. Not to hide urine and stool in open public, which is now being advocated very, very strongly. My friends, all these things are described very well in Ayurveda. We have forgotten all these things and now we are facing for that. So this is very important, my friends. It is very important to see that our food should be taken in appropriate matra. The meaning of matra needs to be understood. What is matra? Matra cannot be translated as simple dose. Matra is different. Matra is appropriate dose is referred as matra. Matra anapayamanam. So you have to take ahara and food in matra. And apart from that, there are many things which need to be followed. You very well know those things. Food need to be taken following all due procedure in accordance with the individual requirements, Ushnamashniya, Stigdhamashna, Matra, etc. All these things. And the most important is Atmana Abhisaviksham. You have to observe yourself while taking the food. Unfortunately, we have forgotten all these things. We are depending more and more on drugs, because if you don't prescribe any drug, the general people don't think that you are a doctor. Whenever they approach a doctor, they expect that some drug should be prescribed, because it has been inculcated in their minds that it is necessary to take a drug whenever they are suffering from something. But we have to inculcate our thought, our principles, that drug is not the only thing which needs to be, which is required to defeat the disease. Actually, drug is naimittic rasayan, but we are not speaking about naimittic rasayan when we are speaking about the increasing or strengthening our host defense. Ayurvedic drugs, they are classified as roganashak, as urjaskar drugs, whereas urjaskar drugs are classified again in rasayan and Russia. So in this context, rasayan are healthy tissue growth promoters. Rasayan, many people are translating rasayan in different terms, but I am not going to those details. But it is very important to understand, rasayanas are only not immunomodulators. They are much more than that. They are not only, they are immunity boosters, immunomodulators. But apart from in addition to that, they have much more things to do. They have much more actions. We have to target those actions as well. All rasayanas are immunomodulators. But we can't give all rasayanas in all patients. Rasayanas are patient specific, individual specific, health specific. So we have to select the persons also in which individual, which rasana needs to be administered. So action is much more extensive and comprehensive than simple immersion that we need to understand. So of course, you talk about immunomodulation, but apart from that, along with that, you talk about rasayan. Rasayan, today we are nowadays we are speaking about Kamya Rasayan, which is specific objective for promotion of healthy and memory enhancement drug. Naimitic Rasayan is best, and August Rasayan is regular use in daily life. That I know. So in short, to conclude all this, to summarize the things, Charak says, and all our classics say, that how we should take the food, hitam jirne mitam chashniyas, chiram arogyam ashnute. To maintain your health for a long time, you have to take hitam jirne mitam ashniyas. Only wholesome food and little food you have to take. Hitamita ahara rogo utpattar bhavati. That means the hitkar ahar and mitkar you take, it keeps away the diseases. Now, what you should do, you have to avoid certain things. You have to avoid samashan, you have to avoid vishamashan, you have to avoid the adhyasana as well. What is samashan? Patya and apatya together. Vishamasana eating in excess or less, or adhyasana is eating on earlier eaten undigested food, that is what. So in short, we should remember that ahar is the best drug, super drug. Nacha aharam kinch samam kinchit vaishjam upalabhate, my friends, very important. Why? Because shakyate api annamatrin naraha kartum niramaya. It is possible to remain only on food without taking a drug. You can live forever, but it is not possible to live without food. That's why ahar is the best super drug. Mahabhaishya is known as. Appropriate food ensures illness-free life. No food, no life. Life is possible without drug, but it is not possible without drug. So that is very important. That's why there are 3 important doctors, best doctors in the world. We should not forget these doctors. Which are those best doctors? Dr. Diet, Dr. Quiet, and Dr. Merriman. These best doctors will ensure our host defense, and they will keep us away from taking any drugs, as well as keeping away from the diseases. So thank you very much for giving me the time. My